on the computer. Okay, so here, let me reset the calculator. So -6 plus 9. So again, a lot of times people have issues with these sign numbers. So this is why sign numbers is one of my first lessons in the book, because it's very important for you to understand sign numbers. But the problem is you shouldn't allow that to stop you from passing your test. Besides the first 5, you can use your calculator. So for example, -6 plus 9, right? Well, what you should notice is that the highest number is positive. So if you reverse the order, this is the same as 9 minus 6, which is 3. Right. But what happens is when people see the sign numbers, all they doing is trying to think, oh God, I got sign numbers. What do I do now? Listen, don't even waste your time. If it starts with a negative, so if the expression starts with a negative, for example, see how this is -6 plus 9? You don't hit the subtraction sign here. If you notice, when you hit the subtraction sign, it does something else. So you want to hit this minus sign next to enter. So if the expression starts with a negative, you click on this negative sign next to enter, then +9.
Okay, right.
So, but guess what? Once you know how to do that, and this is very important, once you understand how to do that, then when you have an expression, for example, -6x plus 9x. Well, once you understand that these are like terms because they have the same variable, all you're doing is combining the coefficients, again, which is -6 plus 9. So, which is 3x. So once you understand the sign numbers and I understand how to identify like terms, you can then use your calculator to make your job a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay. How about you? I see we have hey, Jessica.
Hey, Mr. Tinsley.
You want to give everybody the good news?
Yes, I passed my test.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The young man, Donnie also passed. So but that was his first test. So
Thank
Jessica,
you.
Donnie, and another individual that hasn't checked in on Monday's movement also passed. But Jessica put her hard work in. We did 2 one-to-one sessions after she took her practice test. She went and took it. She got up, had to drive an hour away. Didn't you say an hour away?
Yeah. I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Any advice for your peers?
Just the videos is really what helps, and the one-on-ones, and there was lots of linear equations. There was one perpendicular question I remember.
Okay.
But yeah.
So watch the videos, learn how to use that calculator. Make sure you schedule your one-on-one. And she says a lot of linear equations. Like several students have told me like they had like 10, which is a quarter of it. So out of 40 problems, 10 out of 40 is 25%.
I think I might have had even more than 10.
Oh, wow.
There was lots. But yeah, learning how to store the variables what helped me.
Yes.
And learning to store the X and the Y in the data.
Yes. So, okay, good. So, and that's one of the things the ebook will help you with. Make sure, and it gives you a lot of practice. Again, she said almost maybe even more than a quarter of her exam had to do with linear equations. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So make sure you prepared, and that's why, matter of fact, you know what? It's funny because I'm actually some student that I'm tutoring just sent me a worksheet, and the worksheet is linear equations. Yep.
They're pretty hard, but yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Tinsley. I was working on math for a year, and when I finally started joining your Math Mondays is when I really was starting to get it. So I appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much. And just keep me abreast of any positive things you have going on in the future. I would love to hear about it. Any YouTube videos that you use, if you can comment, like put a little comment on there, you know what I mean? And I would greatly appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tinsley.
All right,
good
thank
luck,
you so much.
Take care.
Luck.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Okay, great. Remember,
Yes.
if you're new this evening, make sure you put your email into the chat so I can send you a link of this session. If you notice, I did send everyone a email. I uploaded last week's session on a YouTube video. So what I want to show you is real quick that YouTube video, and not because you haven't seen it already. It's because I want to show you how to use it. So what happens is the video is about an hour and a half. So last week was about an hour and a half. Okay, so here it is, GED Math Monday. Oh, already 70 views already. That's great. The thing that you can do is, even though it's an hour and a half, what I want you to remember is most people don't have an hour and a half to sit through a video. So now what you can do is, as you scroll down under description, you can click show more. And you'll see all the chapters broken out. So if I wanted to see simple probability and compound probability, I can go right here, click on that, and it'll take me right to that point in the video. So that way you won't have to sit for the video for an hour and a half. So anything you have issues with, you can use this chapters and then break it down. For everything we did last week, we did scientific notation, perimeter, probability, radicals, algebraic expression. Look at all the information we did last week. And then Gary, as we left, we did 3 other problems. So I included them in. So if you want to even see those 3 that we went over, you can click on here, especially system of equations. You can click right there and it'll take you right to that problem as we go over it. Okay, so I think it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to navigate and go to the issues. Go to the problems that you want. Okay.
Okay.
So let me close that up. Just wanted to let you know that. So let me move this over here. Let me put this over here. All right, now, so this is one of the worksheets. It's funny because I tutor also, and I love this sheet. I love it. It goes through the definitions and explanations and everything you need for linear equations. Okay, it gives you the definition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the first couple pages of this, because we don't have to worry about linear regression and stuff of that. So I'm gonna truncate this document. I'm gonna send it out so you have it. But it gives you the definition of a slope, gives you the formula, tells you it's rise over run, tells you what the x-intercept and y-intercept are, tells you what slope-intercept form. So now notice what happened was they give you slope-intercept form. They never mention standard form, which I'm surprising. Good evening. Thank you. El Nasa it is. Put your email in the chat also. Put your email. It's your first day. Yes. Put your email address in the chat. So what I usually do is after this session is over, I send a link so you can watch this video over again. Okay. So make sure you send me your email. One thing I like about it, things we already went over. Positive slope. From left to right, it's going up. Negative slope. From left to right, is going down. Zero slope is a horizontal line. Undefined slope is a vertical line. Okay. So, again, this is all practice, things that we've done. So what I wanted to actually do is go over some of this to make sure we are good with linear equations. And I'm just again, and how to use the calculator to solve it. Like, for example, let's start off with number 1. Okay. Now, what they expect you to do is they want you to use this formula from the formula sheet, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What I want to do right now is I want to have everybody take their calculator out, because what I want to do is I want to get the slope of these 3 lines. I want everyone to use their calculator, because I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, and then that way, you do more than one, and you can watch this video. You'll know how to do it when you take your exam. So, for example, for number 1, this is x1. This is y1. This is x2. This is y2. So we know every point is an ordered pair, x comma y. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do it fairly quickly. 4 minus 7 over minus 2 minus 3. Oops, minus 2 minus 3. Okay, so y2, which is 4, minus y1, which is 7, x2, which is minus 2, minus 3. So this is negative 3 over minus 2 plus 3, which is negative 3 over 1. So our slope is negative 3. But what I want you to do is I want to go over now, right as we go on this, to make sure you know how to do this on the calculator. If you notice, it just took me about a minute and a half to do that problem by hand. But now I want to make sure we can do it with the calculator. So first of all, let me get my points together right. First of all, where did my toolbar go? Oh, there we go. Hold on for a second. Something is weird going on. Here we go. All right, so let me take a screenshot of that. That's how we would do it. And let me have my points. So I'm gonna put my points here. So we got minus 3 and 7, and we have minus 2 and 4. So my first question to you, so let me open up my calculator again. Let's make sure we know how to do this problem. How would I use my calculator to solve this problem? Does anybody know how I would use my calculator to solve this problem? Can anybody help me?
So what? So you would do the parentheses, right? Right. So you mean the setup and then?
Whatever way you would solve this problem. If I want to find the slope between these 2 points, if I wanted to find the slope between these 2 points, how would I do it? Can anybody help me?
I'm not good. I'm not good with slopes.
Can I install the y and x on my calculator?
You want to store them?
Yeah, then I can use x. No, it won't work.
So in this case, we don't want to do it that way. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways of how we can use the calculator, okay? First of all, I'm going to show you if you want to use the formula. So the first thing you would do is you would press ND. Anytime you want to use division from now on, you can use ND. So then y2 is what number? Y2 is what number? What's y2?
4.
4. So we're going to do 4 minus, what's y1?
Negative 3.
Nope.
No, 7.
7. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to hit our down arrow. What's x2?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Because it starts with a negative, you have to use this negative near enter, as we discussed earlier with sign numbers. So minus 2, and then we want to subtract, and then what's y1?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that negative 3 in parentheses, so I won't get confused between the subtraction sign from the formula and the negative sign of the minus sign. So that's why I put in parentheses. Now I'm hit the right arrow and I'm gonna hit enter. There you go. Nice and easy. And that's just knowing your formula. Now, I'm about to show you an easier way. If that way was easy for you, I'm gonna show you an easier way. Okay, but what you want to be able to do, you have to know, since this is my first point, that this is my x1, this is my y1, and this is my x2, and this is my y2, in order to do it this way. Okay, now watch this. So if you're new, I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna clear the screen. And I'm gonna clear the calculator because what I'm about to show you now is even an easier way. Oops, I didn't mean to clear the screen. I apologize. Hold on, let me go back in. I just meant to erase erase that right there. And let me clear the calculator. Let me know, Linnell, when you're done so I can start the second way.
I'm doing it, but it just keeps saying error. I'm trying to.
Okay. Okay, so let's do it together. Okay, let's do it together. So what we're going to do is let's clear the screen. I want you to hit ND.
Okay.
I want you to type in 4.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
And then hit your subtraction sign. And then 7.
Okay.
Hit your down arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hit your negative sign there, enter. Down here towards the bottom of your calculator, put -2.
Mm-hmm.
Put your subtraction sign.
Parentheses.
Put your parentheses, and then again, we want to put -3, but we want to use the negative next to enter. And put -3 and close your parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
Hit your right arrow
Mm-hmm.
and press enter. You should get -3. What did you get?
-3.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so the difference is, remember, you're going to use that negative sign there, enter. If your expression starts with a negative, or if the negative is in parentheses, you're going to use that negative there, enter. Otherwise, you can use the subtraction sign. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to show you an easier way. Now, this is going to blow your mind. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to blow your mind. So after I'm done, you're going to say mind blown. Watch this. What I want you to do is on your calculator, I want you to hit data. You should see 3 columns appear. We're going to put the X values in our first column. So what I want you to do is I want you to press again, since it starts with negative, we're going to use the negative near enter. I want you to put -3. I want you to press enter. I want you to hit -2. And I want you to press enter. So in your first column, you should have -3 and -2. I don't see you I'm pressing anything on your calculator, Gary.
Oh, okay.
How
I already did it. I already did it.
Okay, good.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
How do you, all right, you know how we did something on here before, and I don't know what I'm doing because it won't clear, even though it won't clear all the way out. So when I go back in, it's still.
And this is why like once you're able to get that eBook all straightened out on your laptop, this is where the practice comes in. So watch this. So if it's not clear, if your columns are not clear, you're going to hit data. You're going to hit your down arrow until clear all is selected. And you're going to press enter. It should clear all 3 columns. You good?
Clear.
All.
Okay.
Clear all. So hit your down arrow until you see clear all.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Now,
so you said.
Now, so we're going to put -3 enter, -2 enter. Now, so we entered our X values in to our first column. So our X values go in the first column. We're going to hit our right arrow to move to the second column. That's where our Y values are going to go. So we're going to hit 7, enter, and 4, enter. What you should notice on the screen right now is you should have both of your points on your calculator. So now your first point is -3.7, your second point is -2.4. The beauty of using the calculator this way is, watch this. Hit second, hit data. We have X and Y, so we have 2 variables. So we're going to hit our down arrow till we get to 2 variables. And then we're going to come down to calculate. And we're going to let the calculator do all our work. I want you to hit the down arrow until you get to lowercase a and lowercase b. What you will see, which is very important, is when you get to lowercase a and lowercase b, this is telling you the slope and the y-intercept with no work to be done. So our slope is -3. Our equation would be what, Gary? If we want the equation of this line, what would it be?
It's going to be y equals -3x -2.
Right. So again, look what we did. We identified, all we did was type the numbers into the calculator. It calculated the slope. It calculated the y-intercept for us. All we got to do is be able to decipher the information they give you. So right here, they give you the slope and y-intercept. So that slope goes here. The y-intercept goes right here. Done. Guaranteed problem on your exam. So does Jennifer, I see you just joined us. Do you have your calculator with you? Does everyone have that calculator to be able to use it tonight? Who does not have that calculator? Okay, good. All right, so let me save this and let's try another one. Now, again, we're going to use our calculator. We're going to use our calculator to solve these problems, to find this slope, the y-intercept, and the equation of the line. So let me minimize my calculator. And what I want you to do is I want you to, I'm gonna have to make one up for you. I don't like these. I don't like either one of these. I don't know why they did that. I'm gonna show you right now. What I noticed right away are that the y's are the same. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
So that means that this slope is equal to 0. Why? Because 1 minus 1 is 0. Doesn't worry. You don't matter what the bottom is. If the numerator is 0, the slope is going to be 0. Okay, so I'll grab another problem for us so we can do it. Here, the x's are the same. So here, the y's are the same. Okay, so the slope is automatically 0. Here, the x's are the same. So if you see 2 points and the x's are the same, now you're not going to have this on the GED. The slope is undefined. Why? Because we know, as studying for our GED, that the denominator can never be 0. Okay? If the denominator is 0, it's undefined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a problem for us so we can do using the calculator. Hold on for 1 second. Boom. Let me clear the screen. Let's see if we can find a problem. There go 2 points right there. Okay? So let me see if I got another one. 1 point, y-intercept. All right, so we'll go over all this tonight, but real quick, and I would just want to make sure we know how to do this also. Okay, so we know how to use 2 points. We're going to use the calculator. I want to go back to that, but I like this worksheet here. What I want to be able to do is be able to identify the slope from these 2 different formats of linear equations. So first of all, what format is number 1? What format is the linear equation number 1? Does anybody know?
Y equals to mx plus b.
And what is that called?
Slope intercept or what?
Slope intercept form. Yep. So what you should be able to do is you should be able to identify the slope very easily and the y-intercept very easy. So for this equation, our slope is what?
7/3.
7/3. What's our y-intercept?
5.
5. That easy. That's how easy you should be able to find the slope and the y-intercept from a linear equation that's in slope-intercept form. Now, so for number 3, what would our slope be? For number 3.
-1/3.
Negative 1/3. And what would our y-intercept be?
1.
1. Not hard at all, correct? But what they've been doing recently is they haven't been giving you slope-intercept form, but they also have been using what's called standard form. So if you look at question number 2 and number 4, I'm gonna show you a nice, easy way that you can find the slope in less than 1 minute. Now you won't be using your calculator, but I'm gonna show you how to do it quickly. Like, believe me, 30 seconds. Like, I can look at number 2 and I know the slope is negative 5/3. I can look at number 4 and say the slope is 1/3. I can look at it. This is what I want you to be able to do for slope intercept form and standard form. This is what I want you to do to find the slope in standard form. Well, how do you know what standard form is? AX plus BY equals C. Okay, so if you see it in this manner, watch how easy it is to find the slope. To find the slope, all I want you to do is take the opposite of A. What is A in the standard form? What is A?
5.
5. So the opposite of plus 5 is what?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. What's B in this standard form?
3.
3.
Positive.
Look, you done. That easy. Take the opposite of A, put it over B, you got your slope. That's 15 seconds. Now, how do they want you to do this? What they want you to do is this. 5x plus 3y equal 24. They want you to subtract 5x from both sides. Then they want you to get 3y equal minus 5x plus 24. Then they want you to divide by 3. And you're going to get y equal minus 5/3 x plus 20 plus 8. Because 24. Listen, you don't have to worry about doing all that. So what I want you to do is understand this right here. Understand, in order to find the slope, you're given an equation in standard form. Take the negative of A or the opposite of A, put it over B. Very easy. So for example, when I look at number 4, A, what's the opposite of A for number 4? What's the opposite of A for number 4?
Positive X.
Not positive X, positive what number?
1.
Positive 1.
So 1, and what's B?
3.
3. My slope is 1/3. Easy as pie. Easy as pie. 1/3. Okay, now to find the y-intercept given the standard form, you're going to do the same thing. C over B. C is what?
24.
24. B is what?
3.
3. What's 24 divided by 3?
8.
8.
7.
8.
8.
So my slope is negative 5/3. My y-intercept is 8. My equation in slope-intercept form, if I want to change the form back to slope-intercept form, what would it be? Can anybody tell me?
Y equals to negative 5/3 plus 3y.
5/3 what?
What?
5/3 what? You said negative 5/3 plus, right. You can't forget that x plus 8. That easy. That easy. Here, my slope is 1/3. This is supposed to be an equal right here. My y-intercept is negative 6 over 3, which is negative 2. You should be able to look at these two different forms of a linear equation, and you should be able to find the slope, the y-intercept,
Wow.
in less than 30 seconds.
Wow.
Now again, if you go to my website, I got a whole flashcards where I give you 10 problems where you can just use the flashcards to find the slope of the y-intercept for standard form and slope-intercept form. Guarantee questions on your exam. Gotta know it. Easy. Okay, so now let's go back to now.
Sorry, where did you say we can find that, please?
Oh, my website, passgedmath.com.
Okay.
Okay. So if you send me your email, you can send me your email past gedmath79@gmail.com, or make sure your email is in the chat. I'll make sure you get it because I got a free GED course. I got flashcards on my website. I got a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of stuff, bunch of stuff free, no charge. Let me save this. Let me clear it. So now I want to put all this together. So watch this. So let's look at a problem like this, where they want us to find the equation of the line. They want us to find the slope, and they give us the y-intercept. Well, what I'm saying to you is I don't want you to waste your time doing it by hand. Now, while we're in class, I want you to learn to do it by hand. So let's do this problem by hand. Let me increase the zoom. I'm not going to have a whole lot of room here. Let me increase the zoom. Let's do it by hand. Okay. But then what I want to show you is how fast and how productive it can be if you learn how to do this problem on the calculator. So for example, first of all, in order to find the equation, so if they ask you to find the equation of a line, in your mind, you need to be thinking two things. I need the slope and I need the y-intercept. Okay? That's what you need to be thinking immediately. If they ask you for an equation of a line, you're gonna need two things, the slope and the y-intercept. Well, we already have the y-intercept. They already gave it to us. So we know 1 point already right there. Oops, let me change the red, I'm sorry. Right? Oh my goodness, I'm terrible tonight. Hold on, let me get a dot. So we already know -1 is our first point. Well, guess what? They gave us another point. They gave us 2 points. So if they telling us to graph it, this is easy because the y-intercept is a point. It's just directly on the y-axis. So 3, 5. Where is 3, 5? How can I find the point 3, 5? How can I plot the point 3 minus 5?
You're gonna start by going over 3 for your
Okay.
for your X.
Perfect.
And you go 5.
Up or down?
Up.
Nope.
Oh, run over.
Down.
Down.
Why down?
Because they the negative number.
Because it's negative. So x is 3. So you go over 3 to x is 3, and then down to -5. So we have our second point, right? So we now have 2 points. Now, if we wanted to graph this third point, we could. -3 is our x, +3 is our y. Okay. What I just showed you right there is another guaranteed problem on your exam. You're going to have to know how to plot a point to get the x and y and plot the point. It's guaranteed on your exam. Now, how can I find the slope from these 2 points or any 2 points? How can I find the slope? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me how can I find the slope from these 3 points? Can anybody tell me how I can find the slope from these 3 points? Rise over run. What'd you say?
Rise over run.
Rise over run. Remember, if you have a graph, the easiest way to find the slope is rise over run. And how many points do you need in order to calculate the slope?
2.
2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, let me draw an arrow. Let me change my color. I'm going to use this point here. Oops. I'm going to use this point here as my point 1. And I'm going to use this point here for my point 2. Now, I could do all that y2 minus y1. I don't want to do all that mess. So an easy way is to do rise over run. So in order to get from this point to my second point, what direction do I have to go?
Right.
Go right 3 times.
Hold on. So this is what you want to remember. The formula is rise over run. So we want to do the rise first.
Right.
So rise is up or down.
Okay.
Up.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
We want to go down how many? Count with me.
2,
5,
3, 1, 2,
4.
4.
4. Now, is that positive or negative 4?
Negative.
Negative.
4.
Why is it negative 4? Because what direction did we go?
Down.
Down. So our rise is negative 4. Now, which direction? In order to get to that point, what direction do we need to go now?
Right.
Right. Count with me.
1, 2, 3.
What is our run?
3.
3. So we know what our rise is, negative 4. We know what our run is. We now found the slope. What is the slope?
Negative
Negative
4.
3. Negative 4, 3.
So now, I heard somebody say negative 4/3. I heard somebody say negative 4/3. Are they the same thing?
No.
Yes.
Yes, they're the same exact thing. So negative 4/3 is the same as negative 4/3. Okay, so our slope is negative 4/3. Our y-intercept is negative 1. What is our equation of the line going to be?
Y equals negative 4/3 x negative 1.
Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. If you can understand these problems here, you can do all the problems for linear equations. All of them. But what you first must understand is that you need two things for an equation of a line. You need the slope, you need the y-intercept. Right away, in this problem here, they gave us the y-intercept, so you already have a point. They gave you two other points. So Mr. Jeremy, why didn't you use those other 2 points? Guess what? I could have, but I didn't want to do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x. I didn't want to do all that. I wanted to be able to visually look at this graph and do rise over run. Because watch this, I'm gonna show you something. It doesn't matter what points you use, you're still gonna come up with the same slope. If I start with this point, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. My slope is still negative 4/3. Watch this. I want to show you something. This is very pertinent that you understand this. It doesn't matter what 2 points you use. It doesn't matter what 2 points you use. You still negative 4 over positive 3. Now watch this. I'm going to change my color to green. Watch this. I really want to show you this. I'm going to make this a little thicker. Watch this. This time I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm choosing these 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So watch this. And this is very important for you to understand. Doesn't matter what 2 points you with. Rise over run. Since I went down, is negative 8. Since I went over, is plus 6. When I reduce that to lowest terms, I still get negative 4/3. Doesn't matter what points you use. Now, that's fine and dandy, right? That's fine and dandy, right? It still took us 3 minutes to do that problem. What I'm telling you to do is do this, okay? Practice with this calculator, because watch what I'm about to show you. That 3-minute problem, watch this. I'm gonna clear my data. I'm gonna go to data. I'm gonna clear all. Let me clear this also so we can have it. Watch this. Now, on the test, on your GED, they're only going to have common fractions. So they're not going to have negative 4/3. They're going to have 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. They're going to have common fractions. But watch this. My x's are -3 and 3. -3, enter, 3, enter. Right arrow. My y's are 3 and -5. 3, enter, -5, enter. Second, data, 2 variables, calculate. Watch this. Go down, hit your down arrow until you see A and B. Okay? Now, look at this. My slope is negative 1.33333. Oh my God, Mr. Tinsley, I don't know what that is. I don't have no idea. Remember, what we got was y equal negative 4/3 x minus 1. That's what Gary just told us. Watch this. This is the beauty of this calculator. It doesn't matter what you get for decimals here because this calculator can turn decimals into fractions for you. Watch this. So we know we got the slope is negative 1.333. It's about 8 of them, right? The y-intercept is -1. Watch this. Watch what I'm about to show you. I'm gonna clear the screen real quick. Not one, I'm gonna erase it, not clear it. And I don't like this green. Let me take that off. Right? I'm gonna erase this. Watch what I do. Watch this. I'm gonna get out of this menu and I'm gonna put minus 1.3333. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna hit my double arrows to turn to a fraction. I'm gonna hit enter. Oops, I need one more. Minus 1 point. I must have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Enter. Oops. Arrow. Look at that. Double arrows converted right to a fraction. Look at that. You don't even have to do any work. Now, let me go right back into it again because I'm going to show you if you practice enough how fast you should be able to do this. Let me clear everything out. You should be able to find the equation of a line or the slope of a line from 2 points in less than 20 seconds. X -3, enter 3, enter. Right arrow. 3, enter, -5, enter. Second data, 2 variable, calculate. I'm looking for A and B. You know what? I don't know what that is. Okay, clear. Minus 1.33, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boop. Hit my double arrows to convert back to a fraction. I now got my improper fraction. That's less than 30 seconds. One of the hardest problems on your exam, 30 seconds using the calculator. And what I'm telling you is, it's guaranteed on your exam. I didn't say, I think it's on the exam. I didn't think it may be because they got different sections. There are certain types of problems that are on every single exam. This is one of them. Finding either the slope or the equation of a line from 2 points is on every single GED exam. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So what I want you to do right now, whether you do it by hand or doing the calculator, what we're going to do is I want you actually, -4, -2, okay, that's perfect. -6, -1, -2. Okay, perfect. For number 2, I want you to send, okay, you got a question? Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to find out from you, are we allowed to use calculator on all the questions?
Wonderful question. The first 5 questions. So if you buy my ebook, the first 5 questions, that's the only time you cannot use your calculator. On the remaining 35 to 40 questions, you can use your calculator. This question is not going to be one of the first 5. One of the first 5 is going to be put fractions, decimals, percents in order, mix fractions to mixed numbers, vice versa, square roots, cube roots, absolute value, and multiplying division of decimal. That's your first 5. So once you pass those first 5, you can use your calculator for every single problem.
Okay.
This is why just this week, 3 more people passed. I'm now at 101 people that have passed since I started in almost February, late January. I've helped over 100 people in less than 1 year already, just me, by myself. But the reason why is learning how to use this calculator. So what I want everyone to do right now is I want you to do number 2. I want to know the equation of the line and the slope. I want you to use your calculator for number 2. I want you to tell me the equation of the line and the slope. And I'm going to time you. I'm only going to give you 1 minute. Because if you have your calculator, I just showed you, this should take less than 1 minute. I'm only going to give you 1 minute starting now. And you can send me your answer in the chat. And I want in terms of y equal mx plus b. I want it in slope intercept form. Y equal mx plus b. And I'm giving you 1 minute. And send me your answer in the chat. For number 2, the ordered pair is, the first ordered pair is, they gave you 2 points, 2, 2, and -1, -4, and they gave you the y-intercept of -2. I want you to give me the equation of the line and the slope, and I'm giving you 1 minute. Make sure, is it El Nasa?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you send me your email.
Okay, sir.
Okay, put it in the chat now. That way, when the class is over and I send you a link to this video in the screenshots, you'll be able to have it. And plus, I'll be able to communicate with you because these videos are only going to be for people who've been involved with GED Math in 30 days. So even though it's going to be YouTube videos, it'll be private. Okay. Gary, that looks like okay. Did you use the calculator?
Yes, sir.
Go good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Took you about 45 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Actually, 35 seconds. Send me your answer in the chat. Oh, I have your email. You had Chris on when you sent it to me. Chris?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got a good memory, right?
Yes, sharp. That's why you're good at math.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, so Chris, matter of fact, I'm gonna change your name right here. Is that okay? Can I do that for you?
Yeah, you can do that. That was my what is it called? Zoom name. I can change it.
Okay, there you go. Boom. There we go. Now, so Gary, you are correct.
To watch it, to watch videos now.
Say that again.
How would I have access to watch the videos?
So what I sent you a link to your email that has the YouTube video, and now you can click by chapter, so you don't have to watch the whole video for an hour and a half to find out what we did. Now I separated by chapters.
Okay, thank you.
I'll show you real quick because you and Jennifer came late. Let me show you real quick. I'll show it again, and then we'll go over this problem. So, 72 already. I'm loving it. So remember, we just had 6 views since we've been here. So here, you're gonna click here, boom. That'll open it up. It's an hour and a half. So it's 2 ways you can get to each chapter. You can point here and it'll tell you what that problem is. See that?
Okay.
Or you can go in the description and I have each chapter here. So if you want to go over radicals and find out what a radical was, you can click right on there and it'll go right to that problem. That way you don't have to go through the whole hour and a half.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
And Darlene, Jessica, and Donnie both passed their test this week. So the pressure is on. For you and Gary, the pressure's on. I'm about to apply pressure. I'm about to apply pressure.
Pressure makes a diamond.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Gary, did anybody else get an answer for number 2? Did anybody else get Gary answered through the chat? Did anybody else get an answer for number 2? What's the slope and what's the equation of the line? Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Let's see if you can walk me through this. So I'm gonna put my calculator on the screen. I'm gonna clear everything out. Matter of fact, let me do this first. Let me clear everything out. Okay, can somebody, now Gary, since you got it right, I don't want you to walk me through it because you already know how to do it. Can someone else walk me through how I can find the slope in the equation of a line given these 3 points? Can somebody tell me? What am I going to press first? Does anybody remember?
The second?
No, not yet. My second. Data. So the first thing you want to press is data.
Oh, okay, data. Okay.
Now, if you notice, I already have numbers in my L1 and L2 columns. Now, I showed you how to clear it. You know what? I don't feel like clearing it. I'm going to just repeat. I'm just going to put the values in myself. What's the first X value I should put in?
2.
2. So I'm gonna press 2 and I'm gonna press enter. If you notice, it wrote right over top of it. What's my second X?
-1.
-1, enter. Now, the only difference is when you hit that right arrow to go to your second column, you got to move back up into your first point. So what's my first Y?
2.
2, and I'm gonna press enter. And what's my second Y?
-4.
-4, enter. Now, you can verify visually. You can look at the 2 points, 2, 2, and -1, -4. Okay, now, so I have my 2 points in. Now, what's my next step?
Oh, God.
What's my next step?
Second data.
Second in data. So second in data. What option am I going to choose? 1 variable or 2 variables?
2 variables.
So I'm gonna hit my down arrow to 2 variables, and then I'm gonna press enter. Do I need to change any of this information here?
No.
No, because what is it saying? It says my X data is in my first column, my Y data is in my second column. So I don't have to change any of that data. So what am I gonna go down to?
Calc.
Calculate, or calc. And I'm gonna press enter. And then now I'm into the screen where it's showing me all these stats. If you go in my ebook, I'll show you how to get the mean, the median, the range, all from this data. You can learn how to use that calculator to solve those problems too. But what am I looking for if I want to find the slope and y-intercept?
A and B.
A, B.
What kind of A and B?
A and B. The run.
Because there's an A and B right there.
Lowercase.
Lowercase A and B right there.
Oh. Lowercase.
So right there.
No,
so what is, so according to this calculator, what's my slope?
2.
How do you know 2?
Because I know the lowercase a is your slope, and I know that your intercept is the B.
Right. So my slope is the lowercase a. So my slope is 2. Does everybody understand that? Okay. So if I know my slope is 2 and I know my y-intercept is -2, what's my equation of the line going to be?
Y equals to 2x -2.
There you go. Perfect. Y equal 2x minus 2. All we did, now this is very important for you to understand. Let me change this color again so you really understand. This is why you must know this form, slope intercept form. All we did, let me draw an arrow, was take our slope, which was 2, put it right there in front of the x. All we did with our -2 was put it right there for b. That's how we get y equal 2x minus 2. That easy. One of the hardest problems on your exam, you should now be able to do in less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. So let me clear the screen real quick. And what I want to do is I want to take a screenshot of the calculator. So as you go back over this, you'll be able to see everything that was pressed. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So you'll be able to go back and you see this video, you'll be able to go through it and know, okay, this is what I need to do. Okay, to do this problem, I got to press. So this is telling you step by step. Data, press 2, enter, -1, enter, hit my right arrow. Now in this case, I would have had to go up because I already had something there. 2, enter, -4, enter. Then to actually do the calculation, second in data. Okay, here we pressed the arrows, we did 2 variables. Then we pressed enter. Then we hit our down arrow twice to get the calculate. Here, we had to hit our down arrow several times until we saw A and B. So this is exactly how you would do it using the calculator and on your own. It's very important. Listen, if you're going to spend time, I'm guaranteeing you, once you've got the ebook and it's yours. Just spend 1 week to 2 weeks going through it. Watch how everything becomes easier. Because listen, if you know right away that one of the hardest problems, if I give you two points and I need to find the equation, that you can do it in a minute, that's extra time you can spend on another difficult concept. Okay? All right, so watch this. Let's make sure we know how to graph. So remember, this was we did that one already. This was y equal 2x minus 2. Let's make sure we know how to graph. Guess what? In this one, you don't need to know how to graph. Don't make something harder than it is. Y minus 2, our y-intercept is -2. Our first point is 2, 2. We got our second point. Now draw a line, connect them. That's it. Don't make something harder than it needs to be. Here we go, done. So let me see if I can find a graph, because what I want to be able to do is, oh, don't tell me I don't have it up here already. I don't have it up here already. All right, let me go to my study guide here. And no, that's not the one I want either. Linear functions. All right, let's go here. And what I want to do is I want to find the equation of a line from a graph. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna ask you I'm gonna ask you 4 things from this graph. For number 17, this is how you should look at these problems on your exam, and they should take less than a minute. Okay, let me ask you a question. Given what we know, is the slope of this line positive or negative? Is the slope of this line positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay, well, how do we know it's negative, Chris?
Because it goes down.
Because it goes down from left to right. So if you start on your left, to get to my right, I'm going down. So right away, you know that the slope is negative. Well, Mr. Tinsley, why are you telling us this? Because if the GED is multiple choice, 2 of them going to be positive, 2 of them going to be negative, you can get rid of 2 right away. Okay, so just knowing whether the slope is positive or negative improves your chances of getting that problem right. Say you forgot how to do it, but if you know if the slope is positive or negative, you get rid of 2 of them right away. So we know the slope is negative. Okay, perfect. Now, what's my y-intercept? What is my y-intercept?
-1.
-1. Why? Because the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. Very important. This is your y-axis. This is your x. So the point in which it crosses the y-axis is at -1. That's 2 things you should be able to tell from your graph right away. Is the slope positive or negative? What's the y-intercept? Right away. You should be able to look at those things right away. Now, in order to find the slope, because we're given a graph, I want to use rise over run. How many points do I need to figure out the slope? How many points do I need to figure out the slope?
2.
2. Now, should I pick this point here?
No.
That is a point on the line, but should I pick that one?
No.
Tell me why not.
Because it doesn't cross on the line.
Right. It doesn't correspond to whole numbers. We have no idea what that is. Is it -2.3? Is it -2.35? We don't know what it is. So it's better to pick a point that's going to correspond to whole numbers on the X and Y axis. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
And then we're going to use rise over run. Very easy. Watch this. So from here, from this first point, my y-intercept, am I going up or down?
Down.
Down. Count with me.
1,
1, 2.
2. So since I went down 2, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So I got -2 over. And how many do I have to go over? Again, count with me.
1,
2.
2.
Okay. So my run is +2. So I know my y-intercept is -1. I know my slope is -2 over 2. What does -2 over 2 reduce to?
-1.
-1. So if I know my slope is -1, I know my y-intercept is -1, what is my equation going to be?
Y equals -1, -1.
What are you missing?
Hold on. Yeah.
X.
X.
X, yeah, X, -1.
-1x
-1.
-1. Now the problem with that is you will never see a 1 as a coefficient. So therefore, we do not need the 1 in front of the x.
-x.
-x minus 1. This is the primary reason a lot of people get a problem wrong on the GED. It's not -1x. They're looking for -1x. They can't find it. They don't know what choice, multiple choice to pick. Remember, for a coefficient, for a number in front of a variable, you will never see 1. I didn't say part-time. I didn't say some of the time. You will never see 1 on the standardized exam. Okay? All right, let's try one more before we leave tonight. Let's try one more before we leave tonight. Again.
Sorry, before you go on that point, supposing the one I have on my intercept is 1, do I have to put -x plus 1?
No, your y-intercept was -1. Remember,
No,
here, this is our origin. So since we're below 0, 0, it's negative. So I'm glad you put it up.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say is, supposing the one I have there, the -1, supposing it's +1, and if I want to put my equation, do I have to say y equals to -x plus 1?
If the line crossed that, so what you're saying is, let me make sure I get it right. So let me change the color to green. Let me make it thick just to make sure I'm understanding what you're asking me. So you're saying if it crossed at this point, but it crossed right here.
Yes.
Now, we don't know because it crossed here at +1, but the slope is not going to be -1. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3. So now,
Yeah, but
if you wanted a slope that was the same slope, that means it would be parallel. Watch what I'm showing you right now. That means it would have to be parallel. So what we would do is, let me put this line right on top of this line here. And then we will move this and it will go through +1. Now that equation of that line will be y equal -x plus 1. Because parallel lines have the same slope. Y equal -x plus 1.
okay.
Because those two lines are parallel.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's try one more before we leave. Time already went. Time went fast tonight. Let's try. No, that's too easy. I wanted a harder one. I don't have any graphs. Come on, let me find one. Okay, we're gonna have to do that one on that sheet. I apologize. Let's do number 18. Okay, 18. I want to know 3 things for number 18. Okay, I want to know 3 things for number 18. I want to know the y-intercept. I want to know the slope. And I want to know the equation of the line. I want to know 3 things for also, and whether it's positive or negative. So all you have to do is send me the equation of the line, because that'll tell me what the slope is, the y-intercept, and whether it's positive or negative. So in the chat, send me the equation of the line. And then this will be the last problem for this evening. So according to this line, this graph, what is the equation of this line? And I'm gonna set the timer for 2 minutes. And you can use your calculator if you want to. I hear the smoke coming from Jennifer's head right now. I can hear it. That brain is working right now. That's right. But this is the type of stuff you got to be able to see quickly. So when you see those graphs, is it positive or negative? What's the y-intercept? Okay, what's my 2 points I'm gonna use to find that slope? If you can do that, that's another guaranteed problem on your exam. I want to know whether it's positive or negative, what's the y-intercept, what's the slope, and then lastly, once you gather all that information, what's the equation of the line? If you use your calculator, I don't have any problem with that. Okay. Who just sent me? So Chris, yes, you're correct on that. Jennifer, correct. Y-intercept, Chris, correct. Now I want to know the slope and the y-intercept. Now that was 2 minutes. I'm gonna add another minute. Okay. That's the slope, Chris?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
that is incorrect. So I'm gonna do it by hand, and then I'm gonna do it with the calculator. Yeah, that's right. Pressure bust pipes. That's what I'm gonna do in GED Math Mondays. That's right. Put the pressure on. Because why? You rather have the pressure now where a mistake doesn't matter. So you feel comfortable when you take that test. Jennifer says she finished 30, 40 minutes ahead of time. 30, 40 minutes ahead of time. And luckily, most of the tests is multiple choice. So you'll be able to tell right away and eliminate some of those options right away. And get in the habit, when you go on my Schoology site, when you got the multiple choice, eliminate some of those answers. Because on the Schoology practice test, practice GDs, you can eliminate some of the answers. You can flag for review. Okay, so that was in total of 4 minutes. And not one person gave me an equation yet. So the first thing I'm going to ask, first of all, that's a little bit too thick. Is this positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. Because from left to right is going up. What's the y-intercept?
2. Positive 2.
2.
Positive 2 or 2. Because this is where the line is crossing the y-axis. So right away, you should be able to identify whether it's positive or negative, and what's the y-intercept immediately when you look at a graph. Immediately. Okay. All right. So now we got the y-intercept. How can we find the slope?
Or 2 times.
We need 2 points. So we already have 1 point. We're going to use, let me change the red. We already have the y-intercept. We're going to use that point. What other point can we use? Can somebody tell me another point and give me the ordered pair for that point? Give me the ordered pair for that point.
-3, 0.
-3, 0. Okay, now to find the slope, if we already have a graph, we're going to use what?
Rise over run.
Rise over run. Which point should I start with? What point should I start with?
2.
2.
The point is not a 2. So you mean the y? You mean the y? The y? Okay, we're gonna start with the y-intercept. What direction do I have to go?
Right.
Gotta go left.
No, remember,
Right.
rise. Remember, listen, rise over run. So remember, this is giving you your map. This is the map to figure this out. So you got to find the rise over the run. So you're going to do the rise first. So what direction do I need to go?
Right.
Up.
Okay, is that rising?
No.
It's going to the right rising.
No.
No.
Okay, if I go up, how am I going to get to that second point if I keep going up?
No.
So what direction do I have to go?
Down.
Down. How many?
2.
2. Since I went down 2, is that positive or negative?
-2.
-2. Now, what direction do I need to go now?
Go to left.
How many?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. So I went to the left 3. Is that positive or negative?
-3.
-3. So the rise was -2. The run was -3. 2 negatives make a what?
Positive.
Positive.
Positive. So my slope is 2/3. So if my slope is 2/3, oops, let me change back to black. If my slope is 2/3, my y-intercept is +2. What's my equation of the line?
Y equals to 2/3x plus 2.
Perfect. Love it. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is.
But if I go up to 0.4, what I am supposed to get?
If you do what?
If I go up on my
now this is what you can do. So let me save this and let me erase something because I want to make this perfectly clear. So let me erase my rise over run. This is very important for you to understand. It doesn't matter which point you start with. So if I start with the leftmost point, which direction do I need to go?
Up 2.
Up 2. So I went up 2, so that means my rise is 2. Now, which direction do I need to go to get to the point now? Which direction?
Right.
Right. 1, 2, 3. So my run is 3. I still get a slope of 2/3.
Yeah, but my question is, if I go from my y-intercept to 0.4 and go right, what am I supposed to get? Or it's not right?
Hold on. You said if I start at the y-intercept, so I'm at the y-intercept. I'm here.
Then I go up 2 times.
You can't go up. You can't go up. Oh, you mean because your slope is 2/3. So yes. So what you can do is now if you use another point. So what does the slope actually mean? Slope is a constant rate of change. That means, so a slope of 2/3 means for every 2 that I go up, I need to go over 3. And that point will be on the line. Let me show you. I think this is what you mean. 1, 2.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. I'm
Yeah.
on the line again.
Yes.
Okay. If I go down 2, 1, 2, over 3, 1, 2, 3. If I go down 2, 1, 2, and over 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm still going to be on that line. That's what slope means, a constant rate of change. So once you have that slope to get any other point, and this is one of those questions where when they give you the slope and they give you 1 point. If they give you a point and they give you a slope, all you got to do is use that slope to get the second point. Easy. But that's how you got to fully understand what slope means. Even though it does mean steepness of a line, what it also means or implies is that a linear equation has the slope has a constant rate of change. So it's always going to change the same amount every single time. So up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3 for forever. And you'll be on that same line.
Yeah.
Everybody understand that?
Yeah, but my question is this: if I didn't choose -3 as my okay, start afresh. I start from +2, my first point. Yes. Then I go up.
Let me make that red. Let me make that red.
I choose that one. Then I want to choose my second point. I go up. Yeah, second group.
Right.
So if
Remember
if
what
I
I
do
said.
that, if I do that, will I still be right?
Yes, you can choose any 2 points. Watch this. 1, 2. I went up. My rise is 2. My run 1, 2, 3. You can choose any 2 points as long as they're on that line.
Okay.
You could choose. You could actually, and this is the example I tried to use earlier. You could use this point here. Watch this. Let me draw it real quick. I'm gonna choose this point here and this point here. Right? Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna change my color to blue so we can see it. I'm gonna choose these 2. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? How many do I need to go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my slope, rise over run, is 4 over 6. 2 go into 4 2 times, 2 go into 6 3 times. I still got slope of 2/3.
Oh, great.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Now watch this. That's all fine and dandy. That took me forever. Watch this. First point, 0, 2. Second point, -3, 0. I'm gonna grab my calculator. Watch this. I'm gonna go to my data. My x's are 0 and -3. My y's are 2 and 0. Second data, 2 variable calculate. Down to A and B, 30 seconds. So now, watch this. And this is what I want you to understand. This calculator is your friend. I'm telling you, it's going to help you pass. Look at this. So my slope is 0.66667. Look at all them 6s, right? My y-intercept is 2. Well, guess what? Mr. Tinsey, I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Watch this. All you need to do is clear your calculator and put 0.66, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it was 9. I had one more and a 7. Watch this. I'm going to hit my double arrows and I'm going to press enter. It gave me my fraction, 2/3. I didn't do no rise over run. I didn't say it was positive. I didn't do any of that. All I did was plug my points in and I still got a slope of 2/3 and my y-intercept of 2. Still the same thing. Still got slope is 2/3. Look at that. All right, so that's all for tonight. Any questions before we leave this evening?
Yeah.
Now remember, you can go ahead.
Maybe I will mail you. I just bought the eBook. I'm trying to understand how to study it. I still a point I'm trying to study. I'm seeing question. I don't know what it all means. So I want to find out.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show it on screen fairly quickly. Let me find it. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna show everybody. This is the ebook here. After you send me your practice test, I'm going to give you a study plan. So you're gonna walk through. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk through this entire book, take you about 2 weeks. So first of all, read through this because it's telling you important tips. Okay, it's telling you what an algebraic expression is. Telling you what an algebraic equation is. It tells you what an algebraic inequality is. And then it tells you what a function is. This is before you even start any lessons. Because this is important understanding that you need before you even start. Now, once you get here, this is all the things you're going to go over. Look at this. Okay, so for example, your first lesson, right? It's telling you everywhere in your GED test. I'm telling you, these are the concepts for the first 5. I give you examples, different examples of undefined. Second type, absolute value. I'm giving you an example. Greatest common factor. Converting improper fractions, multiplying and dividing decimals, ordering decimals. This is giving you the first 5 on your exam. Now, after you finish that, you're going to go through lesson 1. Now, this is basic stuff. If you're familiar with the calculator, this should take you 30 minutes. But I wanted to ensure, because what this is telling you, how exactly what to type in on your calculator to get this right. So -6 + 9 is the same as 9 + -6. So, and I understand that signed numbers give people issues. If you know how to use the calculator, you don't even know that you sign numbers, because I'm showing you how to do it. So then I go over addition, subtraction, how to put -4 minus a -7. That this is the subtraction sign and it's the negative sign there, enter. I'm telling you exactly what to press on your calculator so you can see it. So I walk through step by step, and then after you finish, you're gonna have practice. Then you're gonna go to the next section. I'm gonna show you how to round the number to the nearest whole number, the nearest tenth, the nearest hundredth. So if you have a problem rounding, I'm going to show you how to do it in the calculator. Boom. And I walk step by step how to do it. So it's telling you exactly what to press. So for example, let's put the calculator on the screen. Let me clear it out and let me show you exactly the same thing you're going to do. So 657.739. You're going to press enter. So I'll tell you exactly what to press, right? You're going to scroll down. You're going to hit mode. You're going to hit the down arrow 2 times till you get the float. You're going to hit the right arrow until you get the 0. You're going to press enter. You're going to hit, to get out of this display, you're going to hit second. You're going to hit mode. You're going to press enter. It just rounded that number to the nearest whole number. So I'll walk you through step by step how to do everything on this GED exam, step by step. Every single problem that you're ever going to have on this GED. It only takes 2 weeks to go through this book. Listen, let me hold on. I'm gonna stop right now. Let me stop the recording right now. Hold on. Let me